Hey everyone, Alice here and welcome back to my tea party and the next part of Ace Attorney Investigations. Get yourself comfy with a nice hot drink as we continue with episode 3, The Kidnapped Turnabout. In the last video we discovered a body and we had barely any time to investigate before Agent Lang came along and shooed us away. That's not going to stop Edgeworth though. He's determined and we are going to now, by the looks of it, investigate this main gate area for clues. If you haven't seen my previous videos, I recommend watching from part 6 of the linked playlist in the description. That contains all of episode 3 so far, so you should be all caught up. Right, let's go. Right, so we're in the main gate. Let's see. Ugh, chased out like a pair of peasants. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Kay? There's something even thieves should never steal. Do you know what that is? You really shouldn't steal anything. However, I'll bite. What shouldn't a thief steal? A life. It's too heavy of a burden on your soul to get away with. Ever. Is she confessing something? That's something we can agree on. Well said, Kay. No matter what we may try, murder is the one crime that can never truly be hidden. And I intend to prove that by my own hands. When I apprehend the murderer myself. All right, and I'm going to work extra hard to be a good assistant. Let's go. Yeah, let's go indeed. I still never said she could be my assistant. I'm just going to drop the issue. Yeah, it's probably going to save you a headache or two, Edgeworth. Just let her go along with it. She's fine. She's cool. The first thing we should do is locate the real scene of the murder. Mr. Edgeworth! Oh my god, it's Gumshoe. Yes, Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe. Mr. Edgeworth, the stadium. Hurry, sir. This is supposed to be hush-hush, but they found a witness at the stadium. A witness? You, what did we tell you about leaving your assigned post? The jig is up. Mr. Edgeworth, remember that I'm always rooting for you, so go get them, sir. Oh, Gumshoe, we'll do it for you. We'll solve this case for you. Those detectives sure look like they're enjoying themselves. It's not all fun and games, Kay. Now then, let's head to the stadium and meet this witness. Oh, I wanted to explore the main gate, though. Oh, well. Oh, look, a pink version of the Badgermobile. Interesting. Looks like it... Does it have, like, food or like, sweets or something? Okay, right, we're in the stadium. I thought there was a witness here. Maybe they're in the car? Yeah, I don't see anyone. Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, it's Emma Skye. I think that was her name. Emma, maybe? Or Emily or something? Long time no see. You are Miss Emma Skye, correct? I got it right. How did I remember that? She was in the first Phoenix Wright game, I believe. She was in the final episode where it all sort of comes together. I can't remember what role she played in it, but she was definitely in that. And where I remember her mostly from is the Apollo Justice games. I only played the first one of that, but I'm pretty sure she's in that. Okay, well, what's she got to say? Is she our witness? This girl is the younger sister of my former superior, Lana Skye. 2 years ago, we stood in the same courtroom together as witness and prosecutor. But I thought she'd gone to Europe to study forensics. I can't believe you remember me, Mr. Edgeworth. Of course I do. How have you been? You look to be in good spirits. Are you still studying abroad? You bet. More than anything, I want to investigate crime scenes scientifically. I've been studying non-stop every day to become a top-notch forensic scientist. But it's spring break now, so I thought I'd come back for a bit. I see. Oh, okay. We can talk to her. Let's go and investigate this first, though. I assume this is another Badger-mobile? Yeah, but it's a different colour than the blue Badger's car. Yeah, this is the retina-searing pink model. It's not that bad, Edgeworth. Stop being dramatic. If anything's retina-searing, it's your magenta suit. I think it's supposed to be red, but it just looks like bright pink. Yeah, your suit is brighter than the car. Yeah, he hasn't got a leg to stand on with that. I love her outfit. It's so wacky, but it just comes together so well. I love her hat. It's so nice. Right, okay, let's talk to her. I almost didn't recognise you. You've really grown in these past few years. Please don't tease me, Mr. Edgeworth. I know I still have a long way to go. Oh, no. No, you're fine. But I'm going to be a super forensic scientist someday. You'll see. I believe in you. You seem to know Mr. Edgeworth really well. Are you two acquaintances? Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Emma Skye. Nice to meet you. I'm studying abroad now to be a forensic scientist. How about you? Wow, that's a great dream. My name's Kay Faraday, and I'm training to become an unstoppable great thief. Maybe don't admit that. A great thief? Don't think too hard on it, Emma. It's not worth the trouble. Yeah, she's just a kid. In any case, we have much to catch up on. You bet we do. Let's ask her about herself. So, why are you here, Emma? Well, I just happened to decide to come back home for spring break. And then I heard that you'd come back too, so I raced on over here. Who did you hear that from? And it was Gumshoe. He can't keep a secret. I had really wanted to welcome you back at the airport, but I had just missed you. And how exactly did you know I was here? Through the power of science, naturally. Never underestimate what science can do for you. I used these to track your footprints, and I followed them straight to you. Wow. That's a little bit creepy, actually. Anyway. This set is the greatest. It's so wonderfully scientific. You spray this chemical on the ground, and when you shine the special light on it, zing! The footprints light up like an electrified noble gas in a glass tube. I'm not sure what that means, but sure. It's almost like magic, scientifically speaking. Forensic science has never seemed more ominous to me than at this very moment. Yeah, I know, she's following you. She could follow you anywhere. Okay, the witness. Emma, I'd like to ask you about what you witnessed. Huh? What are you talking about? Are you not the witness Detective Gumshoe told us about? Well, I did get a call from Detective Gumshoe earlier. He was practically yelling at me. Mr. Edgeworth needs your scientific doohickeys right now, pal, he said. What was that man thinking? Or rather, not thinking? So, let me guess, there's been a murder, right? Yes, unfortunately. There's a sudden glint in her eyes. Yeah, she's a trainee forensic scientist. This is like perfect practice, Edgeworth. But I need to keep my mind focused on the witness. Now, where did that person go? What's that off in the distance? Oh no. Oh hey, it's the pink badger. Badger get. Badger, 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 badger. Just what does she see in these silly things? Oh, they're so creepy. Oh, I don't like them. I think this badger has something to say to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Are you, by chance, the witness I've been searching for? Sorry, but I don't speak badger dance. Oh, do I have to talk to it? Who is this one gonna be? Tough love? Why does it say tough love on its, like, banner thing? Oh no, it's Old Bag. Wendy Old Bag. Oh no. Oh, she's so funny though. She loves Edgeworth. I think it might have been in the first Phoenix Wright game. I think he rescued her or something. And she's loved him ever since. I can't take being inside that stuffy head anymore. I've got to give her an old woman voice. I'm really sorry, but you have to. You're... No! Why her? Why here? Why now? Oh no, I'm sorry, Edgeworth. I first met this woman 3 years ago. She was a witness in one of my cases. She has since gone out of her way to pop up unexpectedly and cause me... Edgy Poo! Why couldn't you understand what I was trying to tell you? I mean, really, everyone loves Edgeworth. All of the women are like falling over themselves. I was trying so hard to keep the kids' dreams alive by staying in character. But you couldn't pick up on what I was trying to convey to you. I'm sick and tired of that roundabout way of talking, so I'm just going to be direct. I had a bad feeling before, but this just made it official. Today has gone beyond the typical not my day, into the realm of waking nightmare. Oh no. Edgeworth, it's going to be fine. We just have to talk to her a little bit. And we'll be okay. So, you're a friend of Mr. Edgeworth too, Miss Pink Badger? You could say that, but right now I'm just the Pink Badger, dearie. She may look the part, but I know better than to trust my eyes around this woman. Yeah, I remember her being really tricky in Phoenix Wright. I think she was the security guard in the Steel Samurai episode. It was really hard to pin her down in her testimony. She kind of didn't want to admit things, and she just kept, like, diverting the conversation. My name is Wendy Oldbag. Can you imagine, like, her when she was in her 20s being called Miss Oldbag? But you can call me Wendy, or Granny, or whatever suits your fancy. Nice to meet you, Miss Oldbag. I'm Kay Faraday. Huh, what do I care about a young whippersnapper like you? Oh, that's not very nice. Yeesh, I was just trying to be polite. Alright, let's ask her about herself. Weren't you a security guard at one of the Gatewater hotels the last time we met? Huh, I go wherever I'm needed. I'm very good at what I do, unlike the youth of today. I get called in all the time to fill in when there aren't enough hands. She's just a busybody. But enough about me, Edgy Poo. I'm thoroughly dejected right now. I finally get the chance to see you again, and here you are, talking with two young girls. Men are all the same. Oh my goodness, did you read that? I mean, we could check the history. Yeah, look, we can read this. Men are all the same. It doesn't matter how old they get. They continue to shamelessly flirt with young girls. Why, just the other day it happened with my Yun, who had finally gotten to notice me. He went and got into an arranged marriage with an 18-year-old. I don't see what he sees in her at all. And they say the persimmon takes 3 years to ripen. That girl... And then we interrupted her. You seem to attract all sorts of interesting people, Mr. Edgeworth. Kay, please, I'm begging you. By all means, do not provoke her any further. Oh, no. Aren't you forgetting about something, Mr. Edgeworth? This person could be the witness. Honestly, I hope she isn't, but I don't think fate is going to be so kind today. I saw what happened. I even saw the exact moment it happened. How's that? So it's true. She is the witness. I don't suppose I can afford to ignore the old bag. That's not very nice. Edgeworth, you can't say that. Yes, it was just a little while ago. I saw it happen right in front of me. The moment of the murder. You mean to say that you witnessed someone being killed right before your eyes? No, she's probably just speaking like... she's probably just speaking metaphorically, saying, like, I don't know, someone got rejected or something by someone they liked, and it was like watching the life leave their eyes. Sounds like a pretty important piece of testimony to me. Here we go. What old bag witnessed? I came to this stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over, and I saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot, and the person who was shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you. So, you called the police? Yes? You called the police immediately after witnessing somebody get shot. Please tell me that that is what you did. Looks like we hit the jackpot, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I can't afford to ignore what she has to say. Unfortunately. What's that unfortunately you tacked on the end supposed to mean, Edgypoo? Well, anyway, let's see what we can find out from this little old lady. I'm just going to press her, I think. I don't think we have anything that we can present to her.
Hold it!
You mean you took a break from being the pink badger? You may not think it, but it's hard work keeping kids' dreams alive. I feel like she's more likely to crush children's dreams. You smell of sweat, your hip creaks with pain, you even begin to dream about work. That's the kind of story that would scar a child for life, you know. Well, that's why I chose to come to take my break here, whippersnapper. I don't plan on playing the part of the dead badger in front of a bunch of kids. So, what did you see while you, the pink badger, were resting? Oh yes, that. Well... Okay, she happened to glance over, huh? Alright.
Hold it!
You saw two men. Can you describe them for me? They look like your average Joes. Completely uninteresting and not worth fawning over. So does she, like, judge men on whether they are attractive, and she only pays attention if they are? Okay. I'm telling you, they were so boring that I don't even remember much beyond that. I'm really sorry for my terrible old woman voice, by the way, but, you know, you've got it. I can't just read Wendy Oldbag's voice normally. That wouldn't be fun. But did they have any special features? Anything you can recall would be very helpful. Oh my, don't tell me you're jealous of those two men. Hey, she's right. You do seem pretty worked up over them, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, because they could be the killer. Come on, Kay, think about it. I'm not worked up over anyone, and I'm not jealous. Oh no, Edgeworth, you're making yourself seem jealous. It's all right, Edgy Poo. Those two were just foals compared to a stallion like you. Oh, moving on. I thought so little of them that I lost interest the instant I laid eyes on them. Okay. Oh, this is going to be important, surely, right? Let's press her on this one. You're claiming to have seen the exact moment in which the murder took place. Absolutely. That gun made a terrible racket when it was fired. You didn't try to help the person that got shot? I'm only one person, you smart alecky brat. What could I have done? But I took off as soon as I could to find someone who could help. Two men 1 bullet. It's all consistent with what we found out from the body. Sadly, there wasn't exactly a lot of new information to go on in your testimony. Well, if I saw the guy again, I'm sure I could identify him for you. I mean, how do you expect me to remember anything without something to jog my memory? Self-centered, aren't we? While it was somewhat useful, her testimony also presents us with a new problem. So the murder scene then is the stadium. So there should be like blood somewhere, right? And if the bullet went straight through, that should also be around somewhere. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes? So, about this new problem. What is that giant grin on your face for? Do you want me to show you something really nice? No, thank you. Don't be so mean. I swear it's something you're going to like. What is that gadget you're holding? What you see before you is the secret weapon of a great thief. And you've been keeping this whole time. You could have shared this earlier. Ah, I should have known it would be worthless. Oh, don't be like that. Hee hee. What do you think now? What is it doing? It's projecting something into the air? I'm going to input the necessary information to run the simulation now. Simulation? Excuse me? Once I'm done, I'll increase the size of the projection to its maximum size. Dark skies of evening, where no other bird dares take wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now, witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. Oh, wow. This is amazing. She can, recreate the crime scene. That's awesome. Kay, you may have just taken a step above Gumshoe in usefulness and value. What is this? This is a recreation of the murder based on the info I inputted into Little Thief. Little Thief? I dare say I think you're taking the Robin Hood thing a little bit too far. Yeah, like Little John. Little Thief is actually meant to be a simulator for me to plan my theft. But I suppose if I used it like this... Let's see. Ms. Oldbag said that the two men were facing each other. And then a gunshot rang out and the victim fell to the ground. Ah, so with this we can inspect the crime scene, as it was in the past. See? So, what do you think? I have to say I'm impressed by the technology thieves have access to these days. This would be amazing for Emma, right? This kind of... I mean, it's not strictly forensics, but... Okay, maybe it would be more useful for, detectives like Gumshoe or, Agent Lang, although I don't want him to have it. Well, it is the super secret weapon of the mighty Yatagarasu. Indeed. Oh, but if there isn't enough information, or if something is out of place, the recreation could come out a little strange. In other words, I can use this to authenticate the validity of a witness's testimony. You got it. You really catch on quick, Mr. Edgeworth. Right now, this simulation is a recreation of that witness's testimony. So for now, I should re-examine everything. And if I find anything illogical or strange, I can then ask for clarification. Feel free to examine anything in this simulation in the way you always do. You can even present evidence when you find a contradiction. Okay, cool. And if you find something, I've got Little Thief with me, so you just let me know, okay? Alright, awesome. Okay, investigating the stadium. Let's have a look at the body. According to the testimony, the victim fell to the ground here. That's right, but... But, if that's the case, then we've already found our first contradiction. We have? Huh? What? Where? If this is the real scene of the crime, there's something missing that should be here. Oh, the blood. Which piece of evidence shows the missing item? Ah. Could it be this one? It should be a blood stain, maybe. This is the contradiction. Eh? Is something wrong with my recreation? If this is the real scene of the crime, something specific should be here. If you think back, how did we deduce that the other crime scene was not the real one? Oh, I get what's missing now. There's no blood on the ground here either, right? Right. The fact that there is no blood here casts doubt on the witness's testimony. Edgy-poo, how can you doubt me like that? Or are you calling me a liar? I know what I saw, and I saw the victim get shot down. You know, I don't think she's lying, Mr. Edgeworth. To be honest, I can't think of a reason why she would lie to me. In that case, maybe there is another explanation for the distinct lack of blood. Was the victim maybe wearing a mascot costume and the blood was just inside the costume? Ugh, that's a pretty grim thought though, isn't it? That there's a mascot costume filled with blood somewhere. Okay, let's have a look at the perpetrator. It's the silhouette of the killer with his gun at the ready. Okay, is it not possible to recreate the face of the killer? Now how would we do that, Edgeworth? Think about it. We don't know who it is. Well, I can't exactly input what we don't know into Little Thief. She has a point. Oh, is that it? Okay. What about over here? It looks like they broke the stage down. Oh, evidence. I guess this means they're done for the day. Or maybe it's because a different show is scheduled to start its run tomorrow. Alright, what about this? Oh, I kind of wanted to look at the Badgermobile, but it doesn't look like I can. Oh, I can't even, there's an invisible wall here. Okay. Well, I think that's everything, so maybe we should do some connections. Was the victim in a costume? Oh. Oh. Yeah, that's it, right? That's what I was just saying. No blood. Was the victim in a costume? Or it could be that the stage was packed up. Maybe they cleaned it. Oh no, that's it. Hooray! I'm so smart. Is it not possible that the victim was wearing a costume? So you really think that Mr. Deacon was one of the kidnappers? I think we can reasonably assume there is a very good chance that he was. And that if he was shot while he was inside one of those stolen costumes, then Mr. Deacon's blood would be inside the costume instead of on the ground. Precisely. Now, if only we could prove that the victim was wearing a costume. You'd think it'd be pretty easy if we could find some footprints. Oh. Let's ask Emma Skye. She's got a footprint thingamabob spray. She's got that thing. That's how she tracked Edgeworth, right? We can ask her if we can borrow that, hopefully. But the problem is finding them, since there doesn't seem to be any around. Footprints, huh? I wonder how we can go about finding some of those. Okay, let's go back. Let's talk to Emma. This is amazing! Just feel the power of science. Footprint analysis. Emma, about that method you were talking about for finding footprints. Ah, finally! My expert knowledge in forensics is needed. Yes, well, can you detect and trace even partial footprints? Leave it to me. My cutting-edge detection kit can find anything. Very well. If you could please analyse the footprints in this area. Okay, stand back now and witness the power of science at work. Oh, I'm witnessing. Oh, this music, that takes me back. Hey, I found something. Look, right here. I don't see anything. Oh, that's right. Here, put these special glasses on, Mr. Edgeworth. Do we please, can we see him with the glasses on? These footprints here were definitely left by a badger costume. Judging by the way the prints are layered, these seem to be the newest. Then we can conclude that the victim was definitely wearing a costume at the time. Yes, definitely. So now we need to find the costume wherever that's been stashed. Okay, in that case, I'll update Little Thief's simulation parameters. I can't wait to see what we find out from this new info. She's so cheery. I like Kay. Okay, we've completed the investigation. So, the victim was wearing a costume when he died. And with that, we should be one step closer to the truth, right? I see the recreation has changed in accordance with the new information. We may be closer, but now something else has caught my attention. What do you want? Your testimony, naturally. I'd like to hear it one more time, if you please. Oh, she's going to get cross with you, Edgeworth. She's not going to like this. Okay, let's go. I came to this stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot and the person who was shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you. That's exactly the same. What are we supposed to do with this? So, does this mean that Ms. Oldbag's testimony has a contradiction in it? Yes, and I believe our best course of action is to compare it with your recreation. See, I just knew Little Thief would be of help. Yeah, it was really helpful, thank you, Kay. Now, let's see if we can pull more info from Ms. Oldbag to put into the recreation. For that, we must first find the contradiction in her testimony. I don't think there's anything with this one. Okay, two men facing each other. Let's have a look at what evidence we've got first of all. Okay, I don't think any of these top three are going to be useful for us. I don't think that's going to be useful, maybe. Body was moved. He was likely wearing one. Maybe we present this because this is talking about the... I'm not sure where it's leading me here, but he was wearing one due to footprints and the lack of blood. Maybe she can tell us something about the blood? Let's try it. This piece of evidence says otherwise. Oh no, I don't think I've done it because the music hasn't stopped. Great job, Mr. Edgeworth. She's so lost she's just staring blankly at you now. Ah! And this piece must not be what I'm looking for. I can't let my guard down. I must stay focused or I'm done for. Okay, I'm convinced we need to press this. Not press, sorry. We've already pressed, but... Well, how about this? Oh, let's just try it. I'm not sure where this is taking me. Oh, that's it. Two men. How did you know the gender of the two people involved? Seeing as how the victim was wearing a costume at the time. Oh, right, yes, that's it. Ah, I should have realised that. Ah! Furthermore, I have another matter I'd like to inquire about. I'd very much like to know why you failed to mention the costume in your testimony. Yeah, that's true. Why did she keep it from us? Ugh! I'm beginning to doubt if you really witnessed the murder at all. But I'm telling you, I really did see it. I saw it with my very own eyes. From a seat in the second tier. The second tier? Hey, didn't you say you saw it right in front of you earlier? That was, you know, I was using the phrase in the metaphorical sense. I see our witness still has a screw loose in the metaphorical sense. The cushy seats in the second tier are reserved for hotshot VIPs. Yeah, that would be really high up, wouldn't it? Which is exactly why I go there now and again to take a nap. I can't see how you could have gotten a good look from there. It's so high up. Were you able to see even the victim's costume from way up there? Well, I know I saw two people. But I couldn't really see what they looked like because they were in the stage's shadow. Oh, didn't we get something about the stage earlier? My eyesight isn't what it used to be, you know. Not like when I was young. People... Did she say she was a cage fighter? Sorry, I've got to look at this. Not like when I was young. People used to call me Eagle-Eyed Wendy back then. I could spot a good man from 100 paces away as I walked down the street, just like that. Of course, they also noticed me in a flash and tried to make their move, but I'm not that easy. I was a careful girl. Oh, I misread careful as cage fighter. Whoops. I was a careful girl with a judgmental eye, but I never let a good man slip me by. You bet I didn't. If you could have seen... Let's return to our investigation, shall we, Kay? You got it. Yeah, let's just let Wendy ramble about whatever she's rambling about. Okay. Stadium. Well, let's look at this again. This new silhouette of the victim is in a costume. The silhouettes can change depending on the information I input. But Little Thief can recreate more than just people. So investigate away. We may even find more info with which to make a more accurate sim. Alright, sounds like a plan. Oh, footprints. Oh, okay, nothing. Well, let's go over here. Yeah, we already investigated the stage, didn't we? Well, let's do some connecting. Because we just got something, didn't we? The stage I saw this morning has been packed away. It was hard to make out in the stage's shadow. Oh, so it must have been this morning while the stage was still up, if they were in the shadow, right? If that woman's testimony is to be believed, the murder occurred before the stage was broken down. Do you want me to input that bit of info into Little Thief? Yes, if you please. Okay. Alright. Let's have a look at this. This new silhouette of the victim is in a costume. Yeah, we saw that. Right, okay. Let's look at this stage. Oh, we can't. Okay. Or maybe we can. There is clearly a contradiction here. I was expecting it to be Edgeworth. Please stop stealing my lines. Oh, come on. It wasn't that hard to see it coming, even for a layman like me. I suppose. In any case, it's not possible for the killer to have stood here in that way, because there was a very real stage set up in this spot at that time. Yeesh, I told you I got it. Do you feel the need to explain everything? Yeah, it's for my benefit, Kay. It's for me. I appreciate Edgeworth explaining his thought process. Yes, well, in any case, we still need to resolve this unusual situation. Isn't it obvious? The killer was on top of the stage, naturally. Right, Ms. Oldbag? Yes, I remember now. The killer was standing on top of the stage. Oh, wait, no, that can't be right. That cannot be right, because he was shot through his abdomen and exited through his shoulder. If anything, the victim was on the stage and the killer was on the ground. See, now let me update the info in the simulation. Yeah, that's not right. The only way that this would be right would be if the victim was facing away from the stage, and actually the bullet entrance is in the shoulder and came out through the abdomen. But I trust what Edgeworth says, that it looked like the bullet went in through the abdomen. It would be very obvious to see what is an entrance and what is an exit wound, right? You'd imagine that the exit part would be kind of messy, kind of horrible to think about, but well, what have we here? A bunch of hooligans running amok, I see. Dude, can you just leave us alone, please? We're actually doing good work here. We're trying to get to the bottom of this, and you keep getting in our way. Right, let's see what he says. Agent Lang, how nice of you to join us. Well, I can't have you going around messing up my crime scenes. Agent Lang, we've discovered that the real scene of the murder is here, the stadium. I see. Thanks. For what? I'm just trying to show you my appreciation for all the time you've saved me. Yeah, we're doing his job for him right now. We shouldn't do that. Who knew that such a strange little toy could recreate a crime scene like that? Little Thief is not a toy. You two. Sir. Oh, they put the... Wow, that was quick. Did just those two detectives just do that by themselves? That's impressive. And there you have it. You see, big boys like me don't need silly toys, little girl. Leave her alone, she's a child. Now this is a recreation. So what? Do you still intend to assert that Officer Meekins is the killer? Of course. Even knowing that the crime took place here doesn't let him off the hook. Oh dear. This is the real scene of the crime. Officer Meekins lay in wait for the victim on top of the stage. And when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. I know exactly what to press at this point. What I was saying before, right, about the bullet wound contradicts this. That's the truth your little recreation showed. How far will you go to accuse Officer Meekins of the crime? He's the most likely suspect we've got, especially given the situation with his gun. Well, even if he is the killer, at least my recreation was on the mark. You see? Thank you for understanding, my little crow girl. Brr, I'm not some common crow. I'm the Yatagarasu, the raven of legend. Unfortunately, your conclusion has yet to be tested, so let's see how well it holds up. Yeah, let me at him. Let me at him. It could be this one, or it could be this one. I'm going to go with this one because he actually mentions how he shot him from high up. I'm not even going to bother pressing him. That is how confident I am about this. Yes. Objection indeed. Ha ha ha. I'm terribly sorry, Agent Lang. Huh? I should have warned you that our recreation is incomplete. You cut in quite unexpectedly, after all. What's that supposed to mean? You said that the victim was shot by the killer from up above, correct? I hate to break it to you, but that's not possible. Huh? Why not? Recall Mr. Deacon's body, specifically where the gunshot wounds were located. Actually, I didn't get that good of a look. Oh, Well then. The bullet entered Mr. Deacon in his abdominal region and exited his right shoulder. This is more consistent with an angled shot from beneath the victim. Ugh. Then, yes, our recreation had the victim being shot at an angle from above. A clear contradiction. You're discounting your own conclusions. No, this one point is the only flaw. This was the mistaken parameter in our recreation. It's gotta be this, right? It's not just the witness's location, it's the witness and the killer. They should be switched. Yes, the locations of the killer and the victim were wrong. Ah, I get it. I see what you're trying to say. I believe the killer and the victim were standing opposite to what we initially thought. It was the victim who was on top of the stage as he was being shot by the killer. And that would explain why there's no blood, because it's all been packed away. Maybe? Yeah, that looks more likely. If this is what happened, it'd also explain the positioning of the gunshot wounds. But then, what about the footprints? Since footprints don't lie, we can assume then that the killer also wore a costume. Okay, I'll try using that data instead. Judging by the fact that both the killer and the victim were wearing costumes, I'd say it was a killing between the two kidnappers. That would be the most natural conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Agent Lang? Huh. Well done, Mr. Prosecutor. But that alone doesn't clear Officer Meekins of the crime. Oh no, again? Another bit of proof? I ask that you take another good look at the tyre marks over there. The 3 marks are indicative of the blue Badgermobile. No. The pink Badgermobile was there a minute ago. It can't be the blue one. That story Officer Meekins told about that shop on wheels getting stolen was just a lie. He drove the blue Badgermobile here and committed the murder. Then he used the car to move the body to the garage in the Wild Wild West area. We're missing a big thing here though, Lang. What was Officer Meekins' motive for doing this? Has he even asked himself this? Has he even asked Meekins? He's just trying to take the easy way out. You believe he moved the body with the car? That's right. It was Officer Meekins himself who pointed us to the way he did it. The 3 tired tread marks are very telling. However, is the blue Badgermobile the only thing capable of creating such a pattern? Well, no, because there was the pink one. Well, let's press him. Let's press him. The tyre marks. Yes, the tyre marks. The ones there behind the stage. Oh, these. Okay. They were hidden up until now by the various pieces of stage equipment. As for when they were made, it must have been made after the rain had begun to fall, right? Hang on a moment. Yes, and probably around the same time as when the killer's footprints were made. The tyres on that blue Badgermobile probably got pretty muddy because of that. I'd say it's the blue Badgermobile because, well, that's pretty obvious too. Hang on a moment. Hang on. Well, wouldn't there be like mud everywhere? He said the tyres would be pretty muddy. But there's no mud on these. I think we found it. Yeah, let's... It's gotta be this, hasn't it?
Objection!
Yes. That's the only other thing. It's got to be something to do with the Badgermobile. And that's the only thing we've got. Sorry, Agent Lang, but that's an impossible tale. And why is that? Those tyre marks could not have been left by Officer Meakin's blue Badgermobile. One look at the car would have told you so. What proves that the blue Badgermobile had never been to this stadium? It's got to be the tyres. Like he said, it's muddy, there were tyre tracks, there would be some residue on it. Surely.
Take that!
Take a good look at the tyres. There's not a single dollop of mud to be found on it. Ugh. If this car had come to the backstage area and left those tyre tracks, then the lack of mud on these tyres stands out as very peculiar indeed. Then, how do you explain the tyre tracks, genius? Hey, I've got it! What about Ms. Oldbag's pink Badgermobile? Oh no, is he going to arrest Oldbag now? Don't say that, Kay. He's going to arrest Oldbag now as the murderer. Don't be ridiculous. I was sleeping the entire time in the second-tier seats. Indeed, I believe we can rule her out as someone related to the crime. However, there is yet one more roving store, as I recall. Oh, you mean the Proto-Badger? That's right. Oh yeah, look, I didn't notice this. So that's where they park their Badgermobiles. That's right. There was one more parking space inside the garage. I don't think we saw that before. And it proves the existence of a Proto-Badgermobile. Agent Lang, I suggest you find this Proto-Badgermobile post-haste. There must still be some sort of incriminating evidence in it. He's not going to do that, Edgeworth. He just isn't. Ugh. Hey, did you hear something? Hell. Who is this? Help me. Are you alright? Well, this is something. Looks like we found our kidnapping victim. Oh, is this Lance? It must be. Where were you all this time? Wild West. With kidnappers. Oh, he's got the long ears like his dad. He was in the room next to the one I was held in. Ran away using underground and got lost. The kidnappers. Huh? What is it? I can't understand what you're trying to say. The kidnappers escaped wearing costumes. Did you see the faces of your kidnappers? No, I didn't see their faces. But two. One was a woman. Oh. Is it her? Is it Sheena? I suspect. A woman? Quite an important piece of testimony. Hey, what are you guys doing? Stop standing there and get your cops on this already. I'll even let you guys have what the kid said just now. Consider it a gift. Now, are you going to get out of my crime scene, or am I going to have to get rough? Again? You're nothing but a big bully. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go. Oh, no. Not you. You're a very important witness for my case. I'm not about to let you get away that easily. Don't count on me to testify, because I won't. Not for you. That's right. I won't either. You hear me, you young whippersnapper? Hey, calm down. There's no need for all this hostility. I just want to take a statement from each of you. I'm not going to rough either of you up. I give you my word. Come now, fair maidens. Ugh. What do you say? Will you cooperate? Fair maidens? Oh no, she's gonna love him now. My, you little rascal. You sure know the way into a woman's heart. No, that's just your heart, actually, I think, Wendy. Lang Ji says, oh no. Not this again. The passage of time is but a fleeting moment, And the lady is young forever.
Oh, trying to outdo my edgy poo with your fancy schmancy sayings. Let's get this over with. So we're clear, I'm only interested in giving you my statement.
Sure, just as soon as Mr. Prosecutor leaves us be. That's suspicious. Why? What are you going to try and, lead their statements with leading questions? Mr. Edgeworth. Off we go, I guess. Ah, to be continued. Right, okay. Interesting. Right, well, that was eventful. So yet again, we have just about enough time to dig up some clues. We're making really good progress with this case, actually. We now know the crime scene. We know a little bit more about the victim, where the victim was, why there's no blood. We know a little more about the kidnappers because Lance has now made an appearance. Anyway, thank you so much for sticking through until the end of this video. I really appreciate you watching this far. Remember to like, subscribe and turn on notifications to join my never-ending tea party. It's always tea time here on my channel and you're welcome anytime. Thanks again and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.